session today. So it's our Wednesday webinar. Hopefully, this was our sixth webinar going on continuously. So today we have something special to go with, and that is today's session is taken up by our sir. Sir
Do it
is
later.
our manager in structural design and operations at Econstruct. So we have our Tathagat sir over here. So from today, sir would be taking the sessions, and sir has a versatile amount of knowledge in the field of structures. So let us all utilize sir's knowledge. I'm sure sir is going to make the session very live and interactive. So you all surely see to that you all have your questions and get it solved at the end of the session. So for now, we have our sir. A very warm welcome to Tathagat sir to the Wednesday webinar session. The session is over to you, sir. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you in the Wednesday webinar of Econstruct Design and Build Private Limited. I believe I am properly audible and visible to all of you. All right, so you can just intimate me over the chat section. Okay. So as it has been told that I am the manager in structural design and operations in Econstruct Design and Build Private Limited. But today we'll be taking the session on a very interesting topic that is probably not a topic that we can think of because civil engineering itself is a very demeaned domain so far in the today's world. Over the IT and other domain, it is like it is being underestimated all the time. So this particular topic may wake you up a little bit and shake you up also, that we can also do certain things which will make a difference with a good amount of pocket pinch, right? So today's topic is basically to deal with the high paying jobs in civil engineering domain, or high paying roles and responsibilities in civil engineering domain. So we have made a small PPT for all of you to get into it, and also I'll be sharing my experience throughout this particular session, right? So before getting started, I would like to ask all of you if you could please keep your cameras on. It would be really nice for us to interact and connect. Also, we'll be taking a small question answer session at the end of this particular session, so that it can be helpful for you to ask your doubts, right? All right, so let's get started. Let me just share my screen so that you can see the content. Is it visible? Okay. All right. So first, as I have already mentioned, that the topic is itself is very interesting in today's webinar. That is top high paying specializations in the civil engineering domain, right? So why this particular topic is even to be discussed at today's engineering fields? As you all know, that civil engineering is like underestimated since couple of years after 2011 12 and those kind of time onwards. It has been severely demeaned, and also many of the colleges are stopping their admissions, also private colleges I meant, in the civil engineering domain due to the lack of students. So why this scenario is happening? There are many ways to do clarify that particular area, but today our discussion is little different. Our discussion is the other side of the page, right? So still there are certain areas which is completely untapped and people are not knowing much of it, right? That people from the civil engineering domain can also get paid very high paying salary, right? So what are those domains and how to get specialized on those domain, and what are those domain dealing with, okay, in the civil engineering branch, that we will be discussing today. So the first slide that you can see over here is detailed about the project management. This is a very promising field under the civil engineering domain, that you all know that a good project manager can get paid up to 50 lakhs plus per annum. As you can see, if it is a senior level post, then 50 lakhs per annum can be earned by a good and promising project manager. Okay, so why this much heavy salary people are paying them? definitely this is not going to get happen within 2 to 3 years of experience. It requires at least 10 to 15 years, 20 years experience, and gradually they can become that particular uh, able. Uh, if you don't mind, Kami, somebody called Kami is annotating on the screen. Please do not do that. Please, if you can just refrain to do that, it will be really nice for us to present. Okay. All right. So this particular project management field is like having this kind of versatile areas of dealing with the things, and definitely there are a lot of challenging things into this. Okay. So a person who is getting paid in this range of salary, definitely there will be a lot of challenges, there will be a lot of problems that we will be dealing with. And definitely not only the problems that he will be dealing with, he will be finding out the solutions also. That is the main funda of this particular area. You need to be very, very solving oriented person, not the problem oriented person. Problem will be always there in a site, in any kind of site if you go where project management is involved. Everywhere there will be different kind of problems. Okay, external problems, internal problems, procurement problems, labor problems. There will be n number of problems, but how to deal and cope up with those problems are the things that you need to learn. Okay, so as you can see, the few points that we can see over here, that complexity and responsibility. Okay, so that is also dealing with the different kind of execution aspects of the sites. Also that there is a current days, as I have told earlier in this particular session, that the scarcity of the skilled managers are also there. Why? Because the people who are getting passed out, they are not getting properly probably trained, or they are not having proper idea about the domain. Okay, they are not being informed properly, to be very honest. So that's why this particular scarcity is there. They are not being able to understand what kind of skill sets that they should have to get that kind of project management roles, right? So that's why the scarcity of these project managers are coming up in the market. Okay, and the very, very old people who are in the gray hairs, they are basically dominating in these sectors. So it is not the scenario that people or the companies are not willing to hire the young engineers. Okay, they are willing to hire them, but the ability to solve these problems and ability to handle these risks needs to be there. Otherwise, there will be less chance to do that. Okay, so next point, as you can see, risk and problem solving also includes into this. Scale of a project, that is also very, very big aspect that you need to understand for being a project manager. That is what kind of project you are dealing with, right? If you are working on a residential 3-4 story, 5 story, 10 story project, the project management itself will be different. Whereas if you are doing a project which is having 80-90 story building, okay, so that kind of a project will be having a different kind of challenges and problems. Okay, stakeholders will be more. Stakeholders in the sense, let's say architect, structural consultant, MEP consultant, different fire consultant, different other consultants will be there, who are probably not there in the small or low or mid-rise structures. Okay, so this different kind of scaling of the projects also involves into this, that you need to understand how to manage those. Definitely there are different kind of technologies in today's world. Those will be coming in the next slides, that what kind of technology we can use to make our work easier in the project management field and in the other fields also. But softwares and this kind of tools are there to make our work little easier, maybe like a calculator, right? We can do n number of calculations by our manuals also, but that will take longer time. That's why we have used calculator to make our work easier. But we need to understand that how the calculation of this particular calculator works. If we do not understand the skeleton of this particular calculation, we will not be able to understand the results also, whether it is correct or incorrect or what. So same kind of a thing, scale of the projects, if you do not understand, if you do not approach the project as per it is scaled, like for an example, for a small low-rise structures, if you start doing all the things whatever is you are doing in high-rise structures, it would not be the same. So you need to put a lot of different kind of a analysis and at your own self to understand the scale of the project. Also there are different locations, that also differs with the different project management skills. Suppose let's say for Bangalore, there will be different kind of a project management required. For different other part of the country, there will be requirement will be different. So locations, scales, investments, stakeholders, in these many factors, basically this scale, this particular project management works. So in order to understand these few points, you need to first of all understand the project management as a concept. Okay, so as a concept, if you would like to understand, then there are many ways of doing it. Maybe certain part would be taught in college days, like different kind of management things are there in the project management area. Also there are technologies, as I have mentioned. So that technologies also you need to learn, like different softwares, different kind of project management skill sets. Okay, so gradually if you can start working on these kind of areas, one day definitely you will be reached to this kind of senior post where you can get paid this high actually. Okay, this is not something which we have just written. This is, we are in the market, we are in the industry, so we know this is actually getting paid. People are getting paid this much of salary, and it is absolutely possible by every one of you if you can definitely put your efforts, time, dedication and everything. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. As I have just earlier mentioned about the technology, here you can see few part of the technology. First is the building information modeling. This is something which will be like, is currently booming in the industry. In some developed country, long back it has come, BIM, but in India it is still in the developing stage. So BIM is something which is getting in the market in last 5-10 years. If you talk about, it has gone everywhere. Okay, and still there are certain limitations of this particular technology to be incorporated in the projects. There are certain area that is being mentioned by government authorities or some other approval authorities. Till that, if you go beyond that much area or that much budget of a project, then the BIM is a must. But in all the projects, it is still not mandatory because of some high costing or something else, some other technological hazards. So it is, as far as I can say you, that this will be all over the projects, every projects in next probably 5-10 years. Okay, and that time BIM, even today also BIM openings and the job roles that are coming up with the BIM sectors are getting drastically high. Okay, so that you can see that how the BIM is basically helping the project management segment with the help of the BIM. So how it is basically helping? It is helping through the clash detection, 4D, 5D simulations. Okay, different kind of MEP and structural and architectural collaborations. So why these are important? Because at the end of the day, what will happen? What are the different stakeholders are there? Let's say architect, structural consultant, MEP consultant. Everybody will come together. Everybody's work will come together at site, and it will be getting casted and it will be going up. So everything accumulates together in a single platform. So that needs to be done in real time, right? So before that real time aspect, if you can see that in terms of your computer screen, if you can see that in a system in front of you, so there will be nothing like it, right? You can just exactly imagine the thing that is going to get happened at site. So that kind of an environment BIM offers. Also, it offers different kind of clash detection, which is very, very important in today's BIM domain. Clash detection is basically different kind of stakeholders when it comes in. Definitely there will be some MEP lines, there will be mechanical, electrical, plumbing, right? So there might be certain clash between different kind of different stakeholders, right? So that clash means like mechanical lines, electrical lines, plumbing lines. It is basically overlapping everything together. Okay, and it shows you that where exactly you will be facing the clashes. In the different kind of modeling aspects are also there, like Revit and other Navisworks and other areas are there, through which you can definitely get out this kind of results, which will give you the clash detection report. Okay, and also the 4D, 5D simulations are there. I think in US it has gone till 11D. Okay, whereas in India it is still in 7D situation. But in any time it will go beyond that. Okay, so these are different kind of analysis, lighting analysis, time analysis. So different kind of analysis, if you just search it in Google, you will be getting different idea about it. Next is the Power BI. This is one of the very, very important topics in probably in Facebook and in other platforms. You are getting different kind of ads of Power BI these days. This is also a very, very important tool for the data analytics, right? So data is also a very, very big thing that in today's world. Big data, you might have heard about it. The data science, data scientists, data analysis, data analytics. So different kind of data when you are dealing with, Power BI is the game changer for you, right? So you can basically create certain different kind of a pie charts or different kind of infographic things which will help you to understand your data better, right? In real time projects also, you can create certain budget sheets or some kind of a daily work schedule, this kind of a thing, through the help of some Power BI tools. Okay, so that will basically that will help you to understand the things better. Okay, because when you are dealing with huge data, because let's say for an example 80-90 story building, if you are dealing with that kind of a project, you will be having tons of data every day from different stakeholders, different kind of other areas. Okay, so how to manage those data? It is not possible through manually, like writing somewhere, or through Excel always. It is not possible. So Power BI is the place where you can visualize those things, right? You can actually see those things just by looking at few pie charts or maybe some other kind of a tools, right? So it can help you in cost management, it can help you in risk analysis, it can basically trigger you actually that where your project is lagging. That is definitely being one of the part of the building information modeling also, but it is probably more feasible with the Power BI also at certain places. Okay, so you can actually foresee that your project is going ahead of the schedule, or in the your project is where exactly standing out with the different kind of a scenario or different kind of situations that is going on in your site, right? So these two are the very, very important tool or technologies, I would say, rather, in the project management field. So this is the next few tools that I would like to introduce you to. Maybe some of you might have already seen this kind of tool in your day-to-day life. Python is something which you might have certain IT friends or computer science friends. So they are also working on this kind of languages. Okay, this is a very, very new language right now. Though people are working very extensively in the technology, so every day there are some new languages that are coming up. But Python in automation is definitely very, very helpful for us in project management areas, like as you can see, automation of scheduling. This is very, very important through Primavera and MEMS project and other different kind of software like that. Okay, you can even create your own Python program, okay, through which you can basically write your algorithms and you can get your softwares done. So that software you can use it in your projects. There are many companies in India and abroad who have written their own Python program, who are working on their own softwares, project management software specifically. They are not working on any market ready softwares. So that sort of things are still going on in the market, and why it is very, very important and very, very intriguing for any projects, because every company is not having the same kind of a working culture and working style, right? So if you have your own different software, so what that can help you? That can help you to build your own environment, right? So that can help you actually to create your customized areas where exactly your project, how exactly your project is being done. That particular environment you can encapture in the project in the real time. So that will help you in the custom algorithms. We in our company also, we are having certain custom programs, okay, custom algorithms, custom softwares, custom applications, so which we are using it in day-to-day operations. So that is helping us actually, because this particular software may not be useful for other companies, because we have created it on the basis of our understanding and our requirement. Okay, so Python for automation and customization, automation and customization is very, very helpful for the project management sector also. Okay, cloud based project management, you might have seen this BIM 360 and all these environmental environments in the clouds. So those are also very, very different kind of thing. Look, like Previously what used to happen, somebody used to call or somebody used to drop an email, so that email might be getting overlooked by the managers or somebody. So different stakeholders are not informed only that what is going on at site, or else let's say site is facing certain problems that is not being coming to the office people. So why they have done this kind of cloud-based project management software is you can actually put the RFIs and everything over there. Okay, you can actually create your document in the cloud itself. Okay, so the cloud-based project management software will be helping you to reduce the real-time hardware hazards. There will be no requirement of too much of hardware things like server, this, that, and all. And also it will help you to do different kind of management areas also. It will help you to make it easier, right? So these are also certain things that is being widely used in today's project management sectors. Now these are all about the project management that we have discussed, which will definitely, if you know this kind of areas, it will help you to earn to certain extent where you might not be able to think at this moment. Okay, if you are a fresher or if you are at a stage of 2 3 5 years experience, you might not have that idea that what is going on outside of your sphere. So the world is moving like in any manner. Okay, so technology is also moving with that. So if you do not adapt the technology that is there with your domain, it is very difficult to survive. Okay, so it will be request, and also it will be an urge from Econstruct team. On behalf of Econstruct team, I would like to ask all of you to get into those kind of technological areas so that you can get maximum benefit of your domain, respective domains. It might be project management, it might be something else. Okay, so next domain that I am also a professional in this particular domain, structural engineering. Also there are many years, since many years, like it's like I don't know how many years, but it's like since long back this particular domain is there in the civil engineering. Probably there are some new domains that has been introduced in couple of years, in a few decades, but structural engineering is something which is being there since the beginning itself. Okay, so as you can see, today's world, there are different kind of projects are coming up, right? In Mumbai, in if you talk about Mumbai, Surat, different kind of rapidly growing areas. Not all the parts of Mumbai, because those are already like over occupied, but few parts of the Mumbai, Navi Mumbai specifically, if you talk about Surat part of the Gujarat state, so those kind of Bangalore also to certain extent, and definitely Pune, these kind of areas also. And in eastern side, if you go Kolkata, in northeastern side, there are Shillong and all these other areas. So this kind of diversified areas are there, locations are there in our country, and definitely these areas are required with different kind of projects like skyscrapers, different larger bridges, like Assam and those kind of states are currently working on those, their governments are working on various kind of bridges. Okay, so infra areas are like growing up very rapidly. Okay, infrastructure areas, so that includes all these things: skyscrapers, bridges, offshore structures. Offshore is also very booming these days because of some requirement of oil and different other areas. If you just open LinkedIn and if you go to the job section, hundreds of jobs are there for offshore areas. Okay, so this all these areas requires a lot of precision. Okay, requires a lot of patience, requires a lot of expertise, and also requires a lot of perseverance. Okay, if you are not perseverance, you are not, it's not up to the mark, you will not be able to sustain in this particular field. You may come in, but you will not be able to sustain for longer period of time. So sustainability is also a thing in this particular domain that you need to think of, and that sustainability comes with a package of need. That first need itself is technology, right? So softwares, as you have named over here, that ETAB, SAFE, SAP 2000, STAD, Revit, Tekla. Okay, Idea Statica also is there for different kind of connection designs and all this stuff. So if you do not know this kind of packages of softwares, I am not asking you to know everything everywhere. It is not possible for anybody. Okay, but at least a package of software, let's say if you are talking about CSI, then know a package of software offered by CSI. If you are not opting for Bentley, know a package of software that is being offered by Bentley. So this kind of an way you can start with your software journey, you can start with your technological journey, which will actually enable you, help you to get confident, to understand the structure better, to help, it will also help you to understand the structural fundamentals to certain extent. Okay, definitely you need to have a proper connection with the textbooks and other codal provisions and all these things, but software is something which is basically enabling you to do the things very very rapidly, and the time consumption of this software usage is quite less. You can do multi-story buildings within a second, just the modeling wise if I talk about. Okay, so that those are very very effective actually if you talk about structural design and analysis. Previously what used to happen, we used to write down, draw the things with the pencil and with the T scales and everything. Currently AutoCAD and this CAD softwares have overdone everything. There is no T scale right now in any offices if you go. Okay, so likewise if you are talking about manual calculation, yes definitely it is required, but if you are having softwares, you can validate that results with the manual calculation, but you do not require to do everything in manual. So that is a huge change that has happened over the years, and that you need to adapt also as an individual, as a company or whatever it is. Otherwise this particular thing will not be in the sync, right? So different job roles in under the structural engineering, as you have seen over here, which are offering very very lucrative salaries and packages. Definitely bridge engineer is one of them, which is offering quite a high salary at this particular point of time, and most of the MNC companies, multinational companies, are having this wing, who are designing the bridges and also tunnels. Okay, and different kind of offshore tunnel, bridge, this kind of things are very very high paying job from the beginning itself, because the manpower or the resources are quite less over here. The real time resources are quite less in the bridge design, in the offshore, and in the tunnel design, in this kind of areas, because the specialization itself requires little bit of different kind of study you need to do. So that's why the companies are not having much of curriculum vitae or CVs on this kind of a sector. So if you are opting for this kind of sectors, it is very I would say it is little difficult probably in the initial stage, but if you once get in and if you can study properly, you will be getting a very very high packages in this kind of roles. Structural design engineers are definitely a very very sophisticated way of doing the structural analysis, and like positions wise, it is very very sophisticated positions that you can look for in your career line. Also you need to have a diversified knowledge base. You should have a proper software knowledge, you should have a proper fundamental knowledge, you should have a proper adaptability to know things which are coming up right now, because everything is not possible to know by everyone, that I have told. So you should have that, you should be the man of the hour always. Okay, you should be the man of the hour always, because if you do not put your efforts and your thought process in that way that you should be the man of hour, you cannot survive. So these are the things that you can definitely look for the lucrative and higher packages in your career line. That includes structural design engineering, bridge engineering, offshore, structural consultancy. That is also a very very big thing that you can look for. This is a kind of a business things. Construction supervisor, that is also a very very big thing, very big domain actually. Construction supervision is not that easy. Okay, it includes all these things: site engineering, project management, everything. So if you are at a very very high post, then you will be like a manager kind of thing. So that time your work would be more of a supervision work, and downline you need to downline your work, that kind of an work. So these job roles are there. Now in this sector also there are many different technology that can be integrated: Python, Dynamo, Power BI and Revit and BIM sectors, as I have already mentioned these areas. So I'll not put more of a time in these areas. As I have already mentioned, the Tekla and all these things are very very helpful for your connection designs and all those areas, right? Dynamo is something which is plugin actually as a different software. You can take this particular Dynamo and you can write different program over there as per your need. Power BI already we have discussed, and definitely Python is also one of them that is very very important. There are some future trends and future projects that government initiatives has been taken, that you can see at the bottom side of the slide, that smart cities mission and Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, Delhi Mumbai corridor, industrial corridors and everything. So all these things are related to the infra areas, like infrastructural revolution that has come up, to be very honest, in couple of decades. So you can see that Mumbai to Surat, that high speed metro rail and everything is going up so rapidly. People are like crazy behind it. Like the development itself is so drastic and so huge scale wise. If you are talking about from the macro level, it is a very huge development that is going on in the country in terms of infrastructure sector. So if you do not adapt the technology into that, it is very difficult to actually tackle that much of heavy data and also that much of heavy executional difficulties. So it has to be there in cloud based, it has to be there in terms of technology, it has to be there in terms of your computer screen, it has to be there in front of you always, otherwise it's difficult to monitor it. Okay. Next is the geotechnical engineering, which is very very important back again, as I have told about structures. Structures are like the fruits of the trees and geotech is the base of it. So if geotechnical engineering is not done properly, structure will never be good. Okay, so structural engineers, being there might be n number of structural engineers here, I know that. So structural engineers are also somebody who have to, who are supposed to be there in terms of with the geotechnical knowledges also, little bit. Not, I am not saying that you become a geotechnical expert. There are geotechnical experts, but you should have the ability to decode their things, decode their results, or whatever they are providing, at least validating those. If you can't validate their results, if you can't see their results and see the mistakes or some problem might be there, because they are also human beings. So you should have a knowledge of geotechs also to certain extent, so that you can do certain practices or something, some kind of a calculation. If it is required, you can do that and you can take the conclusion out of it. There are also different kind of a job roles that you can see: geotechnical consultant, foundation engineer, soil mechanics specialist, tunnel engineer. In many companies, the geotechnical people are being called as soil expert also. Okay, like 1 2 3 4, like that they give the numbering of the jobs. It is just being the levels. Okay, there is no other meaning of it. There are different technologies in this also. Plaxis, GeoStudio. Plaxis is widely used software in the geotech industry. Okay, so that you can use, and definitely it is little difficult to use initially, but if you start using it, you will get the idea of it. There are a lot of geotech parameters. If there are anybody who is a geotechnical engineer in this session, he can or she can get a good help out of this software. Okay, so Plaxis is something that you may require to know in today's world. Okay. Sorry. So there are different futures, trends and government projects also you can see. Okay, so different kind of a government initiatives that they have taken: Mumbai Coastal Road, Polavaram Dam project, underground metro projects in Delhi Metro, and different other metros. All the metros all over the countries are getting developed. Okay, it is not only Delhi Metro. Metro is something which is like our stress buster, right? Because traveling from one place to another by bus or by auto or by rickshaw or by something like that, because see what is happening, since our population is growing so much, it is very difficult to connect from one place to another by road all the time. Okay, specifically inside the city, because there will be a lot of traffic and all. So metro is something which is the need of the hour, right? So that's why the metro constructions are going so far and so rapidly also it is growing. So those kind of areas that technology is already coming in, because if you are talking about this kind of projects, there are bigger consultants, bigger contractors, LNTTC, those kind of people are working on it. So they have the proper way of doing it, and also that includes a lot of other technological areas, because without technology it is not possible to maintain or support that kind of project. Okay, so different kind of future trends are also there. Soil stabilization techniques, urban expansion, this is also very very booming topic in current days. Geotechnical assessments for renewable energy infrastructure, solar is something which is again a very very booming areas that you can think of. There are companies who are working only on solar projects. Okay, there are companies based out of Mumbai, you can search it in Google. There are companies based out of Mumbai and different other places of the country who are working on solar projects itself. Even government also are giving funding for the solar projects. If somebody wants to do it by themselves also, they can do it. So this kind of areas, if you integrate the technology and if you think of that, definitely you will be getting a different mileage in terms of your packages. Okay, so we'll be going to the next slide. All right, so now let's get into the BIM. As I have already discussed quite a few things about it, still let's just jump into the building information modeling. That is something which you can't ignore. Okay, this is the place where the people are going to dive into in next few years. Okay, and once the BIM collaborates with project management, that is even more interesting and even more lucrative. Okay, so different job roles: BIM coordinator, manager, consultant. I know people personally also who are earning more than 6 to 7 lakhs per month. Okay, in this particular sector, being a BIM manager or BIM coordinator. So salary is having no limit. If you are skilled enough, if you are good enough, if you are adaptive enough, okay, in this particular domain. Okay, and there is an additional advantages. There is no master degree or something like that in BIM. It is just BTech that is required. Though in other sectors it is there, but it is not there in this sector, in the BIM sector. So you can straight away get into the sector without having any degree. Okay, like basic BTech degree, or like let's say polytechnic degree or those kind of things. So if you can know this kind of skill sets after doing rigorous of things and everything, definitely will be able to get a job in this sector, because this is something which is like in before 2011. If you talk about, you can imagine the civil engineering sector, maybe most of you like are there. Before 2011 the sector was like, people were being called from the home, that please come here and do the job, like that. People used to get 3 4 5 jobs in one go. What to do, when to do that, they were confused about. So that kind of a thing is going to happen with BIM in these days. Okay, because the need is more, supply is less, skill set of the people are not that much in the market as it is needed. Okay, and there are multiple opportunity in the abroad also for this particular sector. Okay, if somebody is really willing to go to abroad and go for their further career line and want to get settled in any of the western countries, I would say, okay, they can definitely think about this particular domain. Okay, with a very very lucrative and like interesting salary packages. Different softwares, as you can already see and you know: Autodesk Revit, Autodesk Navisworks, Tekla, Archicad. There are different kind of other softwares are also there. So definitely this kind of sectors will be helping you to grow more in terms of learning, in terms of salary, in terms of lifestyle, everything. Okay, it will help you to grow as a whole. But one thing and the foremost thing is, you need to be skilled enough, you need to have the proper knowledge and skill sets in terms of technology, in terms of fundamentals, in terms of different soft skill areas, everything. So as I have already mentioned in previous slides also, that there are multiple different kind of integrating BIM with emerging technologies. So technologies and the, you know, high paying jobs are basically directly proportional. Okay, so as much technologies as you will be acquired with your fundamentals, strong fundamentals, definitely that will help you to grab more lucrative offers. Okay, like as I mentioned, cloud based platforms like BIM 360 enhance the collaborations and all these stuffs are definitely something that you can look for. Okay, different kind of automation, real time data analysis, collaboration, visualization, some simulations, predictive insights. Okay, so predictive insights are also very IoT platforms. Okay, that you can use for your different BIM works. That again, some set of government projects that are being coming up: smart city mission, Amritsar Kolkata industrial corridor, large scale infrastructure projects like airports, metro station. These are already there. Okay, so as you can see, in last few years airports are growing like anything. Navi Mumbai airport is coming up. Okay, I think in Surat also one of the airports are coming up. In Kolkata also one of the another airport will be coming up. So people are basically the government intention is to develop, that's all. Okay, infrastructure wise it has to be developed, and the connections between the cities should be even more, easier. Currently what happens, if somebody has to go to Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, they have to go to Mumbai, they have to fly to Mumbai and you know get the certain cabs or something from the Mumbai airport, and they need to come to the Navi Mumbai. So it's a very big gap that is there. Okay, so that's why they have identified that portion and they have started working on it rigorously, and probably within couple of years it will be there, Navi Mumbai airport, right? So like that, in every city they are trying to keep one airports, and that is ultimately what is happening. Ultimately it is helpful for the different technologies, it is helpful for the civil engineers, it is helpful for us as a domain. Okay, and definitely if you are opting or if you are exposed to that kind of a project, you need to have lot of different kind of skill sets, lot of that cream you have to be on top of it. If you are not that cream, then it is very difficult to survive. Okay, so artificial intelligence, this kind of different kind of artificial intelligence inclusion in the BIM, in the structures, in the geotech, in different project management areas are inevitable. You have to have it. Okay, there is no other option, because the way of development and nature of development, I would say, nature of development is such huge in these days, and the nature of the different kind of construction, different kind of technologies are such lucrative, that you have to have certain things which will make your work easier. You cannot do that manual kind of a thing all the time. Okay, you cannot do certain things which is very conventional, because you have to be progressive enough to acquire all these knowledges. There are multiple sources of doing it. There are different online platforms, different kind of other areas from where you can learn. Today, in today's world, if you have an internet, if you have a laptop, you can learn whatever you want. Okay, we are also there to help you out, so you can just reach out to us as well. We are having all these wings for you to fly. Okay, next is renewable energy, which is one of the very big part that is going to get happen, because energy is something which is like fuel and all these stuffs are under problem right now. It is getting finishing zone, because it is using so much, we are using so much that that we need the renewable energy to fill up that gap. So that in that particular area is also growing up drastically. Okay, solar, wind energy projects, hydropower. Okay, then certain kind of this, if you talk about the cars also in today's, if you just go to outside of your house, you will see 50 cars, 45 cars will be petrol diesel, 5 or 6 cars or 10 cars would be EV cars or some different kind of cars, battery cars. Why it is happening that way? Because our fuel is basically getting uh, out, like it is getting over gradually. So it is not possible to again refuel it. Okay, so that fuel source is getting over day by day. So what you need to do is you need to have certain renewable energy which will help you uh, to understand and to get the source of energy and to go for day to day lifestyle. So renewable energy structural engineers requirement is also very very heavy in the market. You can think about these sectors also. Okay. So technologies to integrate, again these four things are the pillars, or the, I would say, the columns of the things: Python, Dynamo, Power BI, BIM. Okay, these are basically integrating all the things. Okay, so wind energy, hydropower, all these things, AI, these are also supportive of these things, right? So these four parameters are basically associated with all these things: AI, different kind of virtual reality, all these things. So you have to be very very adaptive enough to the technology so that you can integrate to yourself also, as well as to the society as well. Transportation engineering, as I have already mentioned very very much in detail about the bridges and different other large scale infrastructure development projects. So transportation engineering requirement is also very very uh, high at this moment: traffic engineer, highway engineer, transportation engineer, okay, urban planning engineer. So this kind of people are, and the need of the people, like our need of the hour actually, and need of, like, people of need also. Synchro is another software that you can look for. Okay, that will help you. There is a software called MS Roads from the Bentley also that you can look for. That is also very good software. It's being used by many companies. Okay. Okay, so these are the few things that you can just look for, few projects and few future trends that we have already discussed. This is also another very very interesting things, that is called prefabrication and precast, because as we have just discussed that people's times are less now, people are not having much time, so they want the construction to be done within 6 months, 7 months, 1 year. Okay, so what will happen in that case? Cast in situ is always not might be the solution. So precast and prefabricated buildings or pre-engineered buildings sometimes will definitely give you better solutions. Okay, so for, as you can see, timeline and costs, if you want to reduce, enable time efficient constructions, if you do want to do, then you this kind of engineering will definitely help you a lot. So civil engineering is definitely not a small branch, I would like to tell you all. Okay, it's a huge branch. Okay, and you need to be at par with the need of the hour. Okay, so different job roles in precast and pre-engineers are also referred here, also the technology that is being used over here. Okay, so precast, prefabrication, pre-engineered, this kind of job roles are also they are in the different companies, multinational companies are there who are hiring for this kind of projects. Okay, so again the technologies. Now another very very interesting topic: since the metro is coming up, certain places tunneling is inevitable. Some northeastern side of the country, tunneling is growing up. Atal tunnel, few days back it has happened, few years back, as you can see. So tunnel engineering is also something that is very very high paying jobs. because it requires a lot of different kind of expertise. It requires a complex analysis, complex design, and complex site conditions. Okay, that is very 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 important, because generally tunnels are not happening in everyday's lifestyle. It happens in the hilly areas or those kind of areas where probably the transportation is not available at all. Okay, so those kind of portions, if you have that expertise to carry out the different kind of analysis and design, definitely will be getting paid more. Okay, so as you can see in the left hand side, there are different technologies and different job roles are offered. Again, the same kind of different integration of technologies are there. Visualization and simulation is very very important in these areas. So at the end of all this, I would like to conclude today's session with this small conclusion message, as well as I would like to take your few of your questions also. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and let me know. Before that, I would like to ask that thank you for joining us in this particular session, and this whatever we have shown in today's session are the prime and very very new things that are there. Okay, and also see, when you will be getting highly paid in the industry, when you are out of those 10-20% of the industry. Okay, you will not be able to understand the feel of this sector if you are not into the highest level of it in terms of expertise, skill sets, knowledge, and everything, right? So if you are the gray water, if you are the dirty water, you will not get the feel of real ocean, which is actually blue. Okay, so make sure that you are the part of that blue ocean, you are the part of that proper effort, proper knowledge and skill set. And in this evolving landscape of this world, you have to be stand out different. Okay, otherwise what will happen, if it is not different, then at least the out of the box. Okay, because you need to think about something which is probably developing stage at this moment. So different government schemes are coming up, different kind of supports are coming up in terms of business areas as well. If somebody is interested in business and other areas which are not probably in like conventional way of doing the jobs or something, they can definitely get into that, because there are many ways to get the fundings and other things through the government, through some non-government organization, through which you can basically evolve this kind of technology, this kind of projects, and different, you can actually enrich your industry. Okay, by introducing new ideas and new topics, because our industry is something which is always booming. Okay, because this is connected with civilization. You cannot go out of that civilization without civil engineers. Okay, that is not possible. So high speed rails, higher, like high speed rail means high speed metros, sorry, high speed metros, airports, different kind of highways, flyovers, tunnels, all these things are basically your sector that you can tap in. BIM is your sector that you can tap in. Okay, smart cities mission, urban planning. Okay, different kind of digital uh, automation areas, those we can plan it to tap. Because you have to have a proper knowledge otherwise before that, but definitely if you can have that, it will be very 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 helpful for you. Okay, and you will be, whatever the notions are there in the market that civil engineers are not getting paid, that notion will be completely nullified if even 10 to 20% people of our domain can put the right effort at the right place. Okay, so it is, please take that notion out of your mind that we are not getting paid in good enough. We can get paid good enough if we have proper knowledge and skill sets. Okay, so that's all for the day, and if you have any questions, I would like to ask, or I would like to have that questions. uh, Please unmute yourself, or you can write down in the chat section also. Thank you. Okay, so I have already got few questions. Let me just take from the chat sections. I think Shubham Singh, MTech, he has asked that BIM will be in the high demand, like civil engineering, the structural engineering will be vanish in few years. Next, BIM will be boom more than structural engineering. See, this vanish word is not actually the correct word, Shubham, because to be very honest, BIM without structure is also not possible if you think of, because whatever the structural modules are there, that only is being developed by BIM in next further stages. So all these are interconnected. Okay, don't think of that without structure you can go for BIM. Okay, if the BIM sectors are booming, structural sectors will also boom. Okay, it is not possible that without structures only BIM will boom up. So maybe there will be a percentage difference because BIM is a very new technology. Okay, so it will boom little more, but structures has to be there with a proper stage of upliftment. Otherwise, it will not be possible to gel it up. All right, so that has to be there. Okay, so please do not keep your misconception with you. So take it out of you that structural engineering will be vanished or something. It will be there. It will be there always. It was there always. It will be there also. It is there. It will be there. So don't worry. BIM would be definitely booming because that is a new technology. Always, whenever new technology comes, when ETABS has come in the first stage, it was booming. Currently, most of the people are using ETABS, so it has been into the certain saturations. So it will be like that. All the new technologies are like that. So it is not, never think of that key structural engineer will be vanished and only BIM engineers would be there. It's not like that. Okay. Okay. So few more suggestions for another question. Manikanta from the BTech. I think something else is written. I am not being able to read it out actually. Okay. So suggestions for freshers to get into the industry. How the fresher fulfill industry expectation. Yes. Fresher means I am assuming that you are talking about the college pass outs. Maybe it is BTech and MTech or whatever. So you have to have proper training. Maybe if you can do that with the college also, like third year, fourth year, you during that time, and in MTech maybe after first year, in the second year only. If you can start doing some trainings to the like as per your interest in the domain, whatever domain interest you. In that way, if you start getting certain training, like Econstruct also offers certain training. So like that, if you can get trained from anywhere, there are multiple ways of doing it. You can learn it from Google, this YouTube also. There are many videos and everything. So if you have that proper training in the softwares, in the fundamentals, in codes, and in other areas, you will definitely get the experience, and you would definitely. For the freshers, mainly the experience is not the thing. For the freshers, the confidence is the main thing. Okay, so you will be getting the confidence once you will have all those skill sets. No, if you have proper skill sets and knowledge base, industry will take you. That is the only thing that industry wants. Industry expectation is nothing else. You have to do the work, whatever they will give you. That's all. So you need to understand the industry works that I have already mentioned in a very nutshell. So that work you need to submit on time. So what you need for that? You need proper knowledge, you need proper skill sets. Right? Simple thing. So you just get those, maybe from college, from anywhere else, and just get into that. If you just drop your CVs with proper CV also, you need to create properly. Okay, this is the era of infographic CV. This is the era of video resume. This is the era of different kind of portfolio. Not more than CV, people are asking for portfolios nowadays, whatever the works you have done. So maybe if you have done some trainings, there will be some projects. So if you can list it down, so that projects can help you. You can search it in our websites also. There are many portfolios given, some sample portfolios of our old students. So those portfolios are basically their way of gateway to get into the industry. So if you can create that kind of a portfolio, it will definitely help you. It will always be, you will be one step ahead from others to get into the job. Okay. So I would like to ask my colleague to share the attendance link also. Some people are asking for that. Okay. So another question is there from Subham Singh only, that I am planning for business in this line as I am MTech structural fresher, which will be best structure or BIM. See, it's actually you can think of both, okay, because it's like initially only BIM will not help, okay. You have to have some structural areas because maybe BIM is not, as I have told, that BIM is not mandatory for all the projects in today's Indian rules wise. So you have to have structures also, and few projects definitely will be getting in BIM. So those you can do it both, structures also, BIM also. So you should collaborate between each other. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. So you should have the expertise, also the people around you who can help you to collaborate between these two sectors and flush to the client. Okay. Okay. So another question from Naga Jagadesh. Okay, so question is, I am completing my BE civil engineering degree, then what I can do for my career? This is a most sweet and innocent question actually. To be very honest, let me tell you one thing. First of all, you find out where your interest lies. That is very important. Okay, you can get some career counseling or something like that. Our company is also doing that in free of cost, so you can just call in our WhatsApp number. There will be career counselors, so they can help you out. Okay, so actually you need to find out your interest line, where you are interested. You might be interested in structures, you might be interested in BIM, you might be interested in both, you might be interested in nothing because you don't know anything. So you just start dialing the numbers, and you just tell them that where your problem lies, that I don't know where I'm interested in, or whatever interest you have. Gradually they will help you to understand the path that you can take actually. Okay, as I have told earlier also, that you should start with the softwares, okay, along with the structural fundamentals, or whatever the domain you are comfortable at, you are interested at, that fundamentals. Let's say BIM for an example. So how BIM works, what are the different fundamental areas of BIM, that you try to tap in first. Once you will understand that, then you start getting into the BIM softwares. What are the softwares, different applications, different technologies which are involved into the BIM sectors. You start learning one by one. It will be even helpful if you can learn on some projects. Only learning the tools might not help you. It will be always better if you can learn with some projects. Okay, so gradually once you will have the bucket of projects, a bunch of projects which has been done by you through the help of those softwares, or probably those fundamental areas with the help of that concepts, you can definitely shine up in the market, and you can definitely drop your very very good CV that you will be creating at the end of this, and that CV you can submit, and people will give you a call for the interviews and all, right? So that way you can go for your career line. Can you elaborate about the BIM Dynamo? Dynamo is a plugin, as I have told. You can write different languages in that. Okay, you can basically collaborate Dynamo with some different other softwares also. So it's little difficult to actually elaborate at this space. So probably you can search it in Google. You will be getting a very very better results out of it. Okay. Mainly it's a plugin where you can write your own program to perform certain software in certain manners, and also you can create certain visualization effect inside that software. It's a Dynamo software actually. But sir, I mean Chhattisgarh is not, there is too much even nowadays. See, this is something that is alarming. Okay, so what you need to do is you have to be little bit open to the other sectors also, like other states and everywhere, right? uh, See, I have seen people who are doing projects of abroad, let's say US and UK, Dubai and UAE and those part of the world, by sitting in one small room in his house. So it is like, not, it is not like that where you are located initially. Yes, definitely it does, it matters. So in that case I would like to ask you, you can just you know, roam around. You can come to different cities and, you know, connect with people, try to get into certain you know, like fairs, like this industrial fairs are there, no, you can connect to the people, different kind of projects, or maybe some contacts. Since you are opting for business, you you have to have the contacts, otherwise it will not work, right, initially. So you have to, otherwise if you don't have the contacts also, you need to do little bit of industry experiences, I would say you should have. Otherwise from afresh, you are not having any backup or anything, you start the business, it will be very tough. Okay. So in structures, which software ETABS and StatPro Safe, SAP 2000 and others, which software are more using in the industry? There are many softwares, many. Like if I start naming it, different softwares are there in different domains. Like for highways and transportation, MX Road is one of the softwares. For bridges, Midas is one of the software that is being used. Okay, SAP 2000 is also being used. CSI Bridge is also there. Okay, for buildings, ETABS and STADs are also being used. Okay, Samidas Gen also people are using. So in Geotech, the Plaxis software is there, Abacus software is there in other sectors. Okay, Autodesk robot software is there for different wind analysis. Connection design, Tekla structure, Idea Statica is there. So different kind of softwares are there in different areas. So it's very difficult to name using the the softwares that are using in the industry. It depends actually in which industry you are talking about, in which domain, which sector actually. Domain is civil engineering, which sector you are talking about. On the basis of that, the softwares will get changed and software will vary. Okay. So as far as this is concerned, so I've got this many questions in the chat section. So if you have any other questions, you can ask me by unmuting yourself. How civil engineering field are in abroad? I can go to choose my job in abroad. Give suggestions to me. Yeah, these are very generalized actually thing that you are asking. Different countries, like for an example, if you're talking about Australia, if you're talking about Germany and those kind of areas, the way of getting in would be little different. If you're talking about UAE, Dubai, Qatar, Abu Dhabi and those kind of areas, the way of getting in would be little different. Even if by sitting over here also, you can get the salary of their skills, and it's not written anywhere that you have to go to abroad to earn more. You can earn more in India also. Okay. You have to get into those kind of companies, those kind of areas, or those kind of projects you need to do where you can earn those kind of salary. Okay. So if you are really interested to go to abroad, different countries are there. Germany is very good for structures. Okay, so Australia is very good for BIM at this moment. US is very good for structures and BIM both. Canada is very good for structures and BIM both. So those kind of countries, you can see certain maybe there will be some online courses or something through which you can get in. Otherwise, you have to have the proper job from here, and the sponsorship the company will offer, and from that you can get in. So that would be little difficult initial stage in structures and other domain if you don't have proper knowledge and skill sets. But if you can get those, and if you can apply after that, you can definitely have it. See, geotechnical engineers as such, Econstruct is not having any specialized course at this moment, but in structural engineering we give enough emphasis to the geotech part also. Specifically for geotech, we are not yet done with any of the courses at this moment, but in structures also, whatever the geotechnical parts are there or required, that is being covered properly. Your industrial experience to get into the industry. I didn't initial experience. Okay, my initial experience was through this Econstruct company only. To be very honest, I have been an old student here. In 2018, I have done the course and structural master study in structural course, and after that I have got an internship offer here and gradually job. Then I have gone to some other companies also to do that job, and again I have rejoined here. So this is my way of doing it. So it might be different for you, it might be different for somebody else. So initially, yeah, that much I can say, that you need to learn the things, because when I have come here for the first time, I was not knowing anything. Okay, I was not knowing any software, any fundamentals were not clear, because in college I was not a very good student. Okay, so I was a very mediocre student only. So after that, once I have come here, I have got to understand a lot of things in terms of structures. So gradually I have start working on those areas, and start getting more knowledge and skill sets, and then it has worked one by one. This is a very different kind of a question, your current package. I should not say that to certain extent, but it's good enough actually to go ahead with, and whatever you can think of at this moment with the 5 6 years of experience, it's good enough. It's more than good enough as per industry standards. But starting career like working in few years in uniforms have to learn. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that you should learn as per your interest, right? If you are interested in structures, as you have told in previous messages, you should learn ETABS, you should learn it safe, you should learn STAD, you should learn SAP 2000 gradually, not immediately, gradually. You should do more projects into those kind of areas, and then if you are interested in BIM also, then you should learn BIM, Revit, Navis Works, Archicad, and all those areas, and different kind of project management areas also. So gradually, if you learn all these softwares, if you can work on those projects which are there, which you can solve actually through this kind of softwares, after 10 12 15 projects, if you can start working on in full fledged, you will be having the confidence within 6 7 months, within 1 year's timeline at most. Okay, and you can get into the industry.
Hello,
Yes.
good evening, Sir Shubham.
Yes, good evening.
So, as you have told that you have passed, you have joined Intercept in 2018. Earlier, the course was the 7 month course. Now it has
Yes,
been
yes.
extended to 1 year. So, what is the difference between both?
See, the difference is, अभी क्या होता है ना, you will be getting the time to get it consolidated. That time we are into, like, our way of working was different. We used to work whole night, whole day, like 24 hours almost. So probably that pressure has been got reduced little bit by the management, because student have told them that this is getting too much for us in 7 months. So you just reduce the, like, increase the timeline a bit, so that we can consolidate the knowledge inside us. So that's why probably previously was what was there, 6 months was the training, and 1 month was there for the exams and all these things, okay, annexures and video resume preparation and all these things. So actually the course were for 6 months, but currently that course has been for the 1 year. So it is even better for you to consolidate those things with a better practicing. Okay, if you will get the practice sessions will be more. Okay, and the like if you talk about software wise distribution in the months, that will be also more. The time will be more for you. You will be getting more time to get the things.
So, as you have told it, when you have joined, you were just data pass
Your
or
voice is
somewhere else.
breaking actually, Subham. It will
Sir,
be,
I asked
yeah.
you when you have joined Intercept, you were BTech pass or MTech pass.
B Tech. I'm still B Tech. I have not done M Tech. I'm still B Tech only.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No, sir.
Anybody? Anything else? Any other queries, doubts, problems? Nobody has put your cameras on. Okay. Please try to do that, because that will be helping you to connect, because later on whenever you will be a part of the industry, it will be required very much to, because after COVID everything is in hybrid mode right now. So we have to be very adaptive with this technology also, because before COVID hardly few people used to use this Zooms, Google Meet and all this stuff. But after COVID, this is the only way of, like during COVID only, this was the only way to connect with people. And currently, since we have get over that, that thing, but still there are many areas where the hybrid mode of working is going on. So connecting with people by putting their cameras on is a basic gesture, okay, that you should show in your maybe in the industry wherever you will be working, in your college or wherever you are. Okay, so just make sure that today they are like, recently they have like given that virtual background and all these things, no. So even if there is any obstruction at the back end, so there will be no problem, you can put the virtual background or blur your background and you can sit, even if you are joining from mobile, no problem. So please make sure to do that in the next sessions as well as in your life as a whole. Okay, so I think that's enough for the day, and that's all from my end and from my team. So I would like to again thank all of you for putting your time and for giving your efforts to this particular session. I hope this has helped you and this has given you a brief idea and a vision that what exactly you are supposed to do and where exactly you are supposed to go if you can do that, right? So thank you so much for joining. And I am before going, I'll just take this question. Sir, some people who are not getting job even after completing with BTech for the last 2-3 years, some advice. It doesn't matter really. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you are not getting job after 2-3 years also. If you have the skill set today, you will be getting the job tomorrow. Okay, I have seen people who have done 5 years of hotel management after doing the civil engineering, and after coming back he has done the course and he has done this all the skill sets program and everything, and he has got a job in civil. So don't worry about the year gap or something. It is like, don't do more. Okay, don't keep more year gaps. You start landing things and get into the jobs as less as possible. You keep this, because if you start thinking now, and it will again consume your time. Okay, so that 2-3 years will become 5 years, 6 years. So that should not happen. Okay, so with this note, thank you so much for joining once again, and wish you all the best for the future. And I think that's all for the day. Good night, all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the session, sir. I'm sure it was very much informative, and at the same time, it was also very much interactive this time. Lot many questions have come in, and I could also see so many thanks for the advice and answers that you've given to them. So overall, thank you for today's session, sir, and thank you participants for being with us for the whole session, and hope to see you all in the next session with a new topic, which is going to be even more interesting. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And please fill the feedback form. Hopefully, we've shared it in the chat